Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We welcome you back here to Bishop McNamara High School in Kankakee, Illinois, side of the 8th grade Class 1A state volleyball tournament. We've got one winner into tomorrow's semifinals. That is the very talented LaSalle Trinity Saints. We'll find out who their opponent will be coming up here. It's going to be the Mustangs of Royal Prairieview, Ogden, taking on the Wildcats of Western out of Pike County, coming up here in semifinal number 2. Brian Shoemaker and Anthony Bareyes on the call with you for this one. You are watching the Great Rivers Bank pregame show. We'll step aside for a quick moment of words from the wonderful sponsors who help bring us sports on our Central Illinois sports platform. And when we come back, we'll get you ready for this one. It's the Mustangs and the Wildcats. Don't go anywhere. You're watching exclusive coverage of the Girls State Volleyball Championships here live on Central Illinois Sports.
Are you looking to streamline your banking? Great Rivers Bank has just what you need with our streamlined checking and savings accounts. Earn high interest rates or get cash back on debit card purchases with your qualifying account. Plus, ATM fee refunds. Certain qualifications required. Call or visit our website today at www.greatriversbank.bank to get started. Great Rivers Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Hey, West Central Illinois, are you looking for a great deal on a vehicle? Well, at Westtown Ford, we have a lot full of vehicles. Cars, trucks, vans, SUVs. We've got them all, and a lot of them at Westtown Ford in Jacksonville.
At Logan Agri-Service, we believe that every seed holds the promise of a thriving future. Our commitment to quality and excellence is as strong as the roots we help you grow. With decades of experience, our dedicated team understands your unique needs. From cover crops to premium seeds, we have it all. But it's not just about products, it's about partnership. We're not just sellers, we're your allies in growth, your consultants in success.
Welcome you back here on the Great Rivers Bank pregame show. Great Rivers Bank with locations in Pittsfield, Barry, Liberty, and Hannibal, here to help you with your lending and personal banking needs. Friendly service and dedicated loan officers can help you through buying a home, opening a business, or making a deposit. Member FDIC and equal housing lender. We tell you first about the Mustangs from Royal Prairieview, Ogden. 54 students strong in grades 7 and 8, representing the Three Rivers Conference out of Champaign County. It's been 2 sets all the way this postseason for Prairieview Ogden. They defeated Champaign, Judah Christian, and Rossville Alvin in the early regional rounds before battling Rantoul St. Malachi to a 25-19, 25-23 regional championship. And they rolled past Hume Shiloh 25-9, 25-13 to punch their ticket to the Elite Eight. One of the cornerstones of junior high volleyball is Royal Prairieview Ogden, making their 27th appearance here in the IESA state finals. 7 state trophies in the rack, and their best finish was second place in the 2015 7th grade state tournament. They had a hard-stopping match there against St. Malachi in that regional championship. One rally that consisted of 18 back and forths, and eventually Royal Prairieview Ogden won the rally and used that to expand the lead. And in that same match, a lot of great sideline saves and some big serves, including a really fancy third pass that somehow just rolled down the entire length of the net. Coach Timbra Hilton tells us to help pace their squad into the big postseason run. We hope to see more out of the Mustangs here as they get ready. On the court here is our Western Wildcats getting ready in their 6-minute warm-up. We'll take a quick break here on the Great Rivers Bank pregame show and tell you more about the Wildcats. You're watching state volleyball action here on Central Illinois Sports.
Go team, go! Great Rivers Bank has a digital banking app worth cheering for. Move your money, pay your bills, deposit your checks. Hooray! Hooray! Set up a budget, manage your debit card, set up account alerts, and so much more. Our digital banking will give you a reason to stand up and cheer for banking. Learn more at greatriversbank.bank. Great Rivers Bank is an equal housing lender, member FDIC.
I'm Chris Nichols with PCRE Real Estate and Auction here in Pittsfield. For 15 years now, I've been specializing in selling farmland and hunting properties along with homes and commercial real estate. Whether it's helping a seller get a premium price out of their home or assisting a buyer to find the farm of their dreams, I pride myself on providing elite customer service. Give me a call today at 217-473-3777 if I can help with any of your real estate needs, or feel free to jump on our website at pcrerealestate.com.
Welcome you back here on the Great Rivers Bank pregame show. Great Rivers Bank. If you're in the market for a new home loan, talk to the guys at Great Rivers Bank. Locations in Barry, Pittsfield, Liberty, and Hannibal, serving the entire region and beyond. And hey, check out that online loan application tool at greatriversbank.bank. Member FDIC and equal housing lender. Well, we told you a little bit about the Mustangs of Royal Prairieview Ogden and their 27 appearances here in the IESA State Series. Anthony making their very first appearance here on the State Series floor is the Western Wildcats, a record on the season of 19-3, 59 students in grades 7 and 8, part of the Pike County Conference. This team's rolled in 2 sets all the way through their regional and sectional match, and they've had a pretty good run here so far.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. We've had a good year. We've lost three games that were tough to 3A schools, so we've handled that pretty well. And then in the postseason here, St. John's was real tough in regional. And we got lucky Monday night there against Triopia, pretty talented team too. So,
well, the Wildcats beat Carrollton, Greenfield, and Carrollton St. John all in 2 sets to win the regional, and they got past Triopia in that sectional 25-12, 25-16. Western looked really sharp in the first set, had a little bit of struggle as Triopia started to figure some things out in the second, but overall this is a really nice team for Western, a lot of nice servers and pretty nice defense on the same side as well.
It is. I think that's kind of where we make our hay is defense, blocking at the net and just being scrappy and getting the balls. So I feel like in this age group, if you're not letting a lot of balls drop and just unforced errors, we're pretty solid.
2 of this team's losses came to 3A Quincy St. Peter and to 3A Pittsfield. This team has not lost this season to a 1A or 2A competition school on the roster. Anna Heckler, the head coach here for this squad, and it's been a lot of fun, I would assume, this week at Western. Anthony getting ready. A lot of community support that you've seen online on social media and Facebook, and a nice crowd here, honestly, in the red and black tonight that have made a pretty lengthy trip here up to Kankakee.
Yeah, we've traveled pretty well. This morning we had a send-off there at school, and a lot of community support, a lot of businesses and community members getting behind them and helping send these girls here and help them provide a fun experience. So
we will step aside here on the Great Rivers Bank pregame show. When we come back, we'll introduce you to all the rosters here on both squads and get you ready for more. You're watching exclusive coverage of the IESA Girls Volleyball State Championships live from Kankakee, Bishop McNamara High School. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Central Illinois Sports.
The caring and experienced professionals at Hamilton Funeral Homes are here to support you through this difficult time. We offer a range of personalized services to suit your family's wishes and requirements. You can count on us to help you plan a personal, lasting tribute to your loved one, and we'll carefully guide you through the many decisions that must be made during this challenging time. You're welcome to call us at any time of the day, any day of the week. Visit our funeral home in person or on the web at hamiltonfuneralhome.com. Call 217-593-6517.
So many flavors of dew. I am thirsty. I must get the dew.
Cut! He's hypnotized again!
Do the dew.
As a new hunting season begins, we observe a species most rare, the hunter incompetus. The hunting ritual begins. Already he stakes his claim by bringing a duck call to a deer hunt. Disaster strikes. A devastating blow to a long-suffering species. There may be no helping the hunter incompetus, but for everyone else, no other place has it all like Farm and Home Supply.
Tell my mom to pick me up soon.
Time to get you ready here for starting lineups and introduction of all of our rosters here tonight, brought to you by Farm and Home Supply. From snacks, hoodies, power tools, lawn chairs, snow melt, a whole lot more. They've got everything you need at your local Farm and Home Supply. And hey, Anthony, we know Mother Nature always likes to play fun with us here. Probably not a bad idea to maybe go grab one more bag of snow melt. You never know what she's got up her sleeve before we're done here.
For sure, if you grew up around here, you know that March is even April. We'll see in April.
We will introduce our rosters here, starting up with non-starters here for Kinderhook Western. Number 4, 7th grade defensive specialist Kaylin Forbes. Number 5 is a 7th grade defensive specialist, Reese Bushmeyer. Number 11, a defensive specialist, also a 7th grader, Sophia Moore. Bella Vincent wears number 13. She's a 7th grade outside hitter. Also non-starters here are Alexis McMullen. You'll expect to see her in rotation, a 7th grade outside hitter, along with Mary Myers. She wears number 28, an 8th grader in the middle, and Addie Surratt wears number 29, an 8th grader in the middle. Starting lineup here for Anna Heckler's 19-3 Wildcats looks like this. An 8th grade setter, number 3 is Alyssa Bareyes. A defensive, at the libero for this squad, an 8th grader, number 10 is Macy Otker. In the middle, an 8th grader, number 12 is Paisley Patterson. On the defensive specialist in the back row, an 8th grader, number 16 is Ava Fessler. On the outside, an 8th grader, number 18, Sophie Renneker. Center for this squad is an 8th grader, number 20, Olivia Harris. And in the middle, a 7th grader, number 22, Cortland Malone. 19-3 record here for Anna Heckler's Western Wildcats. They'll be in the white jerseys with red numbers and letters and black shorts tonight, serving left to right on your television screen. On the opposite side here for Timbra Hilton's Royal Prairie View Ogden Mustangs, 20-3 on the season. In their black jerseys tonight with blue and orange trim, along with orange number and letters. Non-starters, number 3, an outside hitter, an 8th grader is Grace Bressner. Aiden Westerfield is number 7, an 8th grade defensive specialist. Alyssa Austenburg is number 11, a setter, also an 8th grader. Leah Larson is an outside hitter, an 8th grader wearing number 15. Michaela Hesterberg is a defensive specialist wearing number 24. Lexi Williams is number 25. She's on the outside, an 8th grader. And Corinne Travis rounds out the non-starters, an 8th grader middle hitter wearing number 29. Straight 6 here for the Mustangs. Bella Frericks is number 5, an outside hitter. She's an 8th grader. Evelyn Valentine is the setter, number 13. Kellen Irwin is an outside hitter, an 8th grader wearing number 14. Leah Pruitt, setter in the middle, an 8th grader wearing number 16. Atlee Miller is an 8th grade middle hitter wearing number 22. And Greta Goldstein rounds out this squad, an 8th grade defensive specialist wearing number 31. Nice crowd here on both sides. Royal Prairie View sitting next to us, the Western fans. You can see them in the red shirts on the opposite side of the floor. They rise to their feet as the officials will make their way to the corners. The net and the officials' tower here, this one. Brian Shoemaker, Anthony Barrai, so glad you're joining us here as we are just about on time here at Bishop McNamara High School. Winner faces LaSalle Trinity Catholic coming up at 11 a.m. tomorrow morning as the initial whistle is blown and teams trade handshakes and pleasantries underneath the net. Anthony, for this team from Western, I would like to expect that there won't be a lot of nerves despite being here. This is a team that's had a lot of success this season in other sports, and you'd like to see that carry over today. Yeah, and I think, they'll be nervous a little early maybe, but they're pretty relaxed, pretty excited. Like I say, last year they fell a little short, didn't quite make it here, so they're pretty ready to go. And, of course, for this squad from Prairie View, Ogden, a very established program in Timbra Hilton's team that knows what it takes almost every year to be here. This team has been here quite a lot in both 7th and 8th grade. And this team was here last year in the Elite 8. And this team was here last year also in the Elite 8 as 7th graders. Prairie View wins the toss. They'll get the first serve here as Greta Goldstein will get ready to get things going. Greta kind of described as one of the team MVPs on this squad, somebody that's able to get a nicely placed serve. And we'll see how she kicks things off here for Prairie View. And the Road Blacks, they'll be serving right to left on your television screen. Overhand serve. Gets up the net. They'll try and set it up on the outside. Now this is Patterson. She gives a free play back over to the Mustangs. Their first attack. Here comes Atlee Miller. Sends it out. It's going to go off the net and out of bounds. And it's like that. It's a quick point here for Kinderhook Western. They're going to lead 1-0 in the early going. Checking in for the Wildcats here, number 15, Alexis McMullen comes in rotation. And serving first here for the Wildcats, we've got number 18, Sophie Renneker. Nice serve. Picked up by the Mustangs. Flat-footed attack here from Evelyn Valentine. On the outside now, this is Harris. Gets it into the back row. A little tight to the net that time. That one's going to hit the floor, and it's going to be a point there for the Wildcats. And getting a finger on it, I think there was Paisley Patterson. Yeah, and Paisley's one of our middles, and she's pretty known for the blocking. So that's where she likes to really get at it. Nice serve. Gets it up in the back row, tied off the net, and the officials say that one's going to hit the floor, and it'll be a lift against the Mustangs. And just like that, a quick 3-0 lead here for Western. A nice start for the Wildcats here on the PCRE Real Estate and Auction scoreboard. Patterson continues service. They're going to get it set up here on the outside. This is Miller with it. Nice attack, and that one's going to hit the floor. Atlee Miller gets the Mustangs on the board, as we'll show it to you here on the Northwestern Mutual replay. And she gets a nice setup, gets through 2 defenders, and that one flies the floor. Mustangs with the serve and the point. It's 3-1. Serving first here is going to be Leah Pruitt, 8th grade setter on the team, and that one's going to tickle the net and goes over on the let serve. Nicely picked up in the front row, though, by Patterson. Mustangs will quickly get it right back. This is Miller with it. Nicely dug up in the back row there by Reniker. And it's going to get blocked there as Miller got a hand on it, and that one will hit the floor. And it'll be a point here for the Mustangs, but Western able to get up, get some hands on it, just didn't get their hands in the right direction that time, Anthony.
Yeah, we're going to have to get a little scrappier.
Got eerily quiet in this gym as that's going to be a service error as it goes out of bounds. It'll be a point and the ball back here to the Wildcats. Checking in for the Mustangs is going to be Aiden Westerfield, the 8th grade defensive specialist. She'll check in. Getting a breather on the bench is Leah Pruitt. And serving now here for the Wildcats
Olivia Harris.
Is Olivia Harris. Thank you. Serve in the middle. Goes into the back row. Picked up by Goldstein. Miller on the attack now. And that one's going to tough dig in the back row. It'll be a kill for Goldstein. As diving for it was Macy Otker, but just couldn't get it quite in the air. And it'll be a kill and a point here for the Mustangs. Checking in for Western, number 6 is Keely Funk, 8th grade defensive specialist. She'll head to the back row as Olivia Harris will get a breather. Serving here for Prairieview Ogden, it's going to be Bella Frericks, the outside hitter. Sends it into the back row. Nicely played by Western. They'll get an outside attack opportunity here. Gets tipped, but a nice swing there by Paisley Patterson. And we're going to get a violation and a point here. It's a double touch violation against the Wildcats. They lead now 5-3. Cortland Malone will come in, and serving here is Paisley Patterson, kind of one of the real leaders on this team, it feels like, Anthony.
She definitely is. She's a pretty good server, pretty good vocal leader.
They're going to get it on the outside. This is Miller again with it. Little dump off into the front row, picked up by the Wildcats. Here's a big swing now from Alexis McMullen. Joust at the net. Nicely played there by Cortland Malone, and now we're going to get a whistle, and that's going to be a net violation. Malone just got a little bit too close, but a really nice defensive play at the joust there. But Royal Prairie View Ogden gets the point. It is 5-4. Wildcats lead here in the early going. Miller on the serve here for the Mustangs.
And she's got a good one.
Nice running jump serve. Gets over the net. Otker couldn't get a hand on it. It's going to go off of her. It'll be an ace. And a point here for Royal Prairie View Ogden. We're tied at 5 in set number 1 here on the PCRE Real Estate and Auction scoreboard. Send that one to the back row, and they say that Otker just got a hair on it or something there. She didn't get her arms up high enough. It must have just brushed off of her hair or head or her shoulder or something.
Shoulder, face, right in there. It was close.
So it'll be an ace and a point here for the Mustangs. Another tough serve. Picked up into the back row. That's a third ace in a row there. Is having a little bit of trouble was Keely Funk on that one. And the Mustangs have opened up a 2-point advantage here. You said it, Anthony. She's got a tough serve.
She does. Everything we've watched, she is one of their leaders for sure.
Serve into the back row. Nicely picked up that time by Reniker. It'll be a free play back over to RPO. Up on the outside now. Here comes the attack from Kelly Irwin. Really tough play at the net. Nice really move there by Alyssa Bareyes. Bareyes gets it set up. This is Malone with it. Free play back over to the Mustang side. Set up into the middle. And a nice kill is getting it put down that time is going to be number 29, Corinne Travis, who checked in here in rotation. And we'll get a timeout from Anna Heckler. It's our first Adams Fiber timeout of the contest. It's RPO 8, Kinderhook Western 5. Don't go anywhere. We're right back with you here in 1 minute. Kinderhook Western takes the first Adams Fiber timeout of the contest. For internet speeds up to 1 gigabit, that means you'll never buffer while watching us here on Central Illinois Sports. Visit followthefiber.net. Wildcats on the attack in the middle now. This is Malone with it. Nicely dug out of the back row there by Bella Frericks. And a big swing. Nicely dug out this time on the opposite side by the Wildcats. Little back and forth we go. Malone tips it back over. Quickly pushed back over by the Mustangs. Now Bareyes with it with a nice play. It's going to go out of bounds. And it'll be a nice play there by Alyssa Barai. She'll get the point. And Kinderhook will get the ball back. It's 8-6 here on a nice play by Barai. Those cross-court passes, sometimes everybody shifts one direction, and you know that one girl can see it and send it to the opposite side, Anthony, and that's a nice play.
Yeah, you got to find those holes in the court.
Quickly pushed back over, and now that one's going to hit the net. Malone got a hand on it, and it just kind of threw Keely Funk off just enough to let it hit the floor. And it'll be a point here for the Mustangs. Checking in for the western side, number 16, Ava Fessler. And also checking in on the opposite side, number 16, Leah Pruitt for Royal Prairieview Ogden. And that one's going to be a service error as that one couldn't clear the net. Looking for that quick little dump serve to go over the top of the net was Evelyn Valentine. Instead, it'll be a service error and a point here for the Wildcats. Olivia Harris checks back in rotation. Barai's on the serve here for Western. Sends it into the back row. Left side attack here for Leah Pruitt, and that one's not going to go anywhere as Royal Prairieview got a little tangled up with each other. And it'll be an attack error and a point for Western. A little back and forth we go here in the early going of this one. Barai's up and over, and that's an ace. And we'll show you that one real quick here on the Northwestern Mutual replay as nobody was ready on the Royal Prairieview Ogden side. And just like that, they were tied back up at 9 here on the Northwestern Mutual replay and the PCRE Real Estate and Auction scoreboard. Barai's serves it into the back row, picked up that time by the Mustangs. They'll set it up to the left side now. This is Leah Pruitt with it. Through double defense there from Western. They've got a lot of players up at the net early. Into the middle now, back out to the right side. That one's going to go sailing far out of bounds as Kellen Irwin trying to get a hand on it. We'll get it pronounced correctly here before the end of the day. And the Wildcats regain the lead here in set number 1. Nice crowd here on attendance at Bishop Mack.
And that one might have been out, Brian.
Could have let that one go out, and instead it's going to be another ace. And the Wildcats rolling here. And you said it in the break, Anthony, they sometimes start out a little bit slow, but it just takes a few things to get a team going here, and they'll start putting some points together.
They do. They just need to make a few plays. Everybody get a little movement going. They'll settle in.
Mustangs push it back over. Dug up there by Otker. A little quick tip over from Olivia Harris. Into the middle now. This is Travis with it. Dug up nicely by Harris. They'll try and set up on the outside. This is Renneker with it. Nice swing. It hits the floor. And a big kill there for Sophie Renneker. Tall, got those long arms, Anthony. When they get her set up right, she can really put a good swing on it.
She does. She likes to hit hard. And we're preaching to her all the time. You got to hit. You got to swing.
Leah Larson checks in, the outside hitter, an 8th grader, number 15 here for the Mustangs. Barai's continuing service for Western. Sends it into the middle. They've got to get it up to front now. Pruitt gets dug up by Harris. They'll set it far on the outside. This is Renneker again, down the same side, and a big kill for Renneker. And just like that, it's 13-9. Western putting some things together and having a nice run here in set number 1. Anna Heckler encouraging her squad on. Nice little dump serve into the middle. Gets picked up on the outside. This is Pruitt again. Two-hand push into the back row. They get it to Malone in the middle. She runs it over. Everybody's scrambling here for the Mustangs. Able to keep it in play, and they want a 4-hit violation, and they're going to get it.
Took a second to get that one. I wasn't sure.
Just took a little bit of a second. Officials concurred with each other, and they give it to Western. And we're going to get an Adams Fiber timeout. For the best computer sales and service that won't let you down when your computer goes down, visit followthefiber.net. Don't go anywhere. We're right back here in 1 minute.
I have to speak to you about something that is concerning me. Heard you and your mother talking about this Arlo fella.
You're dating someone?
Yeah.
Dad, Arlo's the name of the new security cameras that we got from our service provider. Arlo's not a boy.
Oh, boy.
Ah, not a boy. Apparently, we just learned that it's a camera. Named after a boy. Why don't you name it Peter?
Timeouts taken by both sides here. Each squad has one timeout remaining here in game number 1. This Western squad, we've told you about Royal Prairieview Ogden. They play a tough schedule all season long. This Western squad has some nice wins over Menden Unity, who is also a 2A state qualifier tonight, a very established program in Payson Seymour and others. Don't be fooled here by the Wildcats. They've got a great early start going as it's going to be another kill here for Renneker. And the Wildcats rolling here 15-9 on the PCRE Real Estate and Auction scoreboard. Timbra Hilton told us, though, she says, we knew our squad would have a target on its back after being a state qualifier last year. They knew many people would bring their A game, and that one's going to be a little service error as it sails a few feet out of bounds. RPO will get the point and the ball back. They trail 15-10 as Kellen Irwin will serve here. And checking back in for the Mustangs is number 5, Bella Frericks. And they're going to give that one, as they say, there'll be a 2-touch violation there. Western just had a little bit of trouble on that serve, getting that ball up in the air, and that's a tough serve when you're just a little bit, about a step too far from it, Anthony, and you can't get your arms right underneath it.
It is. That's a tough one. Ball's dropping good.
Barres gets it up into the front row. It goes right to the back. Otker will have to give a free play back over to the Mustangs. It'll be a quick tip over. You could see that one coming from Valentine. Onto the outside, Reneker, two-hand touch, tries to hit the floor. Nicely played there by the Mustangs, but it's going to be a little bit of a lift. It's nicely dug up by Valentine, but Travis couldn't get quite underneath it to get a solid swing and a touch. Instead, it'll be a point for the Wildcats as Otker will be on the serve. Ball goes over in the back row. This is Frericks. Oh, now Frericks will get the attack on it. Dug up by Barres. Into the middle on the swing is Patterson. Nice dig into the back row by Valentine. She'll push it back over for Western. Harris, cross-court pass over to Reneker. Two-hand touch, gets tipped, and it's going to hit the floor. Big play there for Reneker as she gets another kill. We'll show it to you here real quick on that Northwestern Mutual replay. And another one of those opportunities, you don't have to go through people, Anthony. Sometimes you just got to get around them.
Yeah, just got to see the court well, and she's got her confidence right now.
Frericks gets the first touch. It's going to be a push over here for Valentine. Harris on the set, into the middle now. This is Patterson with a big swing and a kill. Paisley Patterson knocks it down to the ground. Another point here for Western, and they are rolling in game number 1. They lead 18-11, and we'll get another substitution here for the Mustangs as Michaela Hesterberg will check in, and getting a seat will be Corinne Travis. Otker from the middle sends it off to the right side. Diving for it after a rough first pass was Valentine. She couldn't get it in the air, and it's going to go out of bounds. And just like that, Western's just about won the race to 20 here. In the middle now, sending it up is Hesterberg. Into the front row, it's a free play from Valentine. Barres with the first touch. Harris cross-court pass to Reneker, slams it down through the middle. Western wins the race to 20, and Reneker is owning game 1 here as we show it to you here on the Northwestern Mutual replay. Really, really nice strike down into the middle. It's going to be a back row attack here from Miller. Sends it up, dug up by Harris. Barres, front up to Reneker again. Nice little tap. Didn't have to go strong on that one. They'll get it into Hesterberg. She'll send it over. Gets a little tap there from Patterson. Barres, flat-footed attack into the back row. Nobody waiting there. A little bit of miscommunication that got up. Irwin got the ball up in the air. Nobody was ready for the second touch. And the Wildcats are rolling here, Anthony.
Yeah, we are right now. This is our toughest rotation. So
21-11, 10-point advantage here in set number 1. Mustangs will try to rally here. On the attack now is Frericks up over 2 defenders. Otker digs it out of the back row. Patterson, nice swing. In through the middle, down to the floor. And the Wildcats are going, and we'll get another Adams Fiber timeout from Timbra Hilton and the Mustangs. Don't go anywhere. Set 1 comes your way here in 1 minute.
Best Systems Insulators offer insulation for homes and commercial buildings throughout central Illinois and the surrounding areas. We take great care to ensure that the insulation products we use are the best fit for our clients and their project. We understand that different buildings have different needs and that each of our clients has a unique set of goals. Let us work with you to find the best solution for your next project. Call Best Systems Insulators at 217-285-6005. That's 285-6005, or visit them online at GoBestSystems.com.
Mustangs take their second timeout here of set number 1. Anthony, you talked about it during the break. This is probably Western's toughest rotation to deal with. They've got a lot of height up front and a lot of good swingers.
Yeah, they do. Patterson and Reneker up front, they're tough, and then Barres in the middle cleans up a lot of digs. So this is where they make hay right here.
Frericks will push it back over. It's a free play here for Western. Harris will set it up on the opposite side. This is Reneker with a big hammer. Gets touched there by Irwin. It'll go out of bounds. It's another kill for Sophie Reneker, who is having a heck of a start here so far.
We should have kept track of those, Brian. I don't know how many kills you said, but
all the kills so far for Sophie Reneker. Otker continues service for Western. Into the back row, it's picked up for the Mustangs. On the opposite side, this is Freirieview with the swing on it, dug up by Otker. She's going to have to get it back over, one-arm chicken wing, a little bit off balance there after trying to recover from the big defensive dig. It'll be a point for the Mustangs to stop the bleeding here. Goldstein will check back in. She'll be on serve for the Mustangs.
Yeah, and Miller rotates to the front row, and she's going to be one of their better hitters. So
we'll see how the Mustangs are able to recover here. They trail now by 11. Patterson will be a free play back over to the Mustangs, dug up by Goldstein on the opposite side. Coming up is Miller, big swing. Gets tipped up nicely, though, by Patterson. Barai sends it back over with a one-handed back attack. Free play for Western. Paisley Patterson on the set. Harris is going to get a swing at it, sends it into the back row. Nice job by Harris to keep it going. Harris to Renneker. Runner with the right hand, gets swung, gets tooled and down. Sophie Renneker with another kill, and it is set point here in game number 1, 24-12, Western with the lead.
Renneker's really having a day right now.
Alexis McMullen will check back in. Renneker on the serve, trying to close things out here early for Western. From the middle, into the back row, Goldstein with it. They'll send it up on the outside. Miller gets a swing. Gets touched up. A nice little play there. McMullen couldn't get underneath it. And it'll be a point and a kill for Miller and a point for the Mustangs. And that's a tough play for Miller. You're kind of leaning to the left, trying to swing with your right. That's an off-balance hit, and only talented players can make that one.
Very talented. And what we've seen from her, she can make those plays.
Mustangs send it into the back row where Otker gets it. It'll be a free play back over as Harris gives it back to the Royal Prairieview Ogden. They'll set up Miller again in the middle. Gets met up there by Patterson. Ball up in the air. Patterson just has to give it right back. They'll set on the outside. This is Freirieview. Gets it up over 2 defenders. Nice dig on the play by Barais. And trying to attack that time is McMullen. Didn't really quite get high enough on that one either. And that one will go into the net. It'll be a point for the Mustangs.
Yeah, that's a tough hit for her. The set was a little low. That's more of a tip spot.
Royal Prairieview, Ogden down by 10. Trying to close things out here in set number 1. That'll be a service error, and it's going to lock things up for Western. They'll win game number 1, 25-14 here from Bishop McNamara. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with set number 2 here in 3 minutes. You're watching exclusive coverage of the IESA Girls Volleyball State Championships live on Central Illinois Sports.
So many flavors of dew. I am thirsty. I must get the dew.
Cut! He's hypnotized again!
Do the dew.
Game Masters is your headquarters for all your hunting gear. We have more than just camo hunting attire. Come check out our casual lines of Sitka, Under Armour, North Face, Columbia, Drake, and more. Pursue your prey with these off-road Quiet Cat bikes from Game Masters. Easy to transport and perfect for your next hunting adventure. Game Masters, we're passionate about the outdoors.
Welcome to Douglas Automotive and Tire, your expert truck and car repair center in Pittsfield, Illinois. We provide full service from oil changes to new tires and everything in between. Contact us today to schedule service. We're located at 303 West Jefferson Street in Pittsfield, Illinois. Call 217-922-0064. That's 217-922-0064. Britton and the gang know cars, and if you need repairs, call Douglas Automotive today for all your repairs. Damon Plumbing, serving all of Pike County and the surrounding area with quality residential and commercial plumbing services. Damon Plumbing offers septic installation, drain cleaning, new water lines, remodel work for your home, or if you're planning a new build, make sure you include the Damon boys. To get it right the first time, no job too big. Have you seen Braden and Doug? Or too small? Sorry, Corby, couldn't resist. Call Braden at 217-491-5415 or Doug at 217-617-2318. Damon Plumbing, recommended by our family for your family.
Housing lender.
Welcome you back here on the Little Jess Motors set break. Little Jess Motors, located in Quincy, Illinois, down in the Gem City. Go see the gang there on 3431 Main Street for your next vehicle purchase. If you can't make it in person, you can visit them online anytime at littlejessjeep.com. Western wins the first set, 25-14 on the big swings there from Sophie Renneker. And Anthony, this looks like a team that's ready to roll here tonight, not fazed by it being their first state appearance, and they really seem to be on their game so far.
Yeah, they're looking real good so far. Actually kind of shocking to me. So, I mean, they're a talented team. They just got to keep after it and see and get an early start this second set and just keep the momentum going.
On the opposite side here for Royal Prairieview Ogden, this is a team that's been challenged all season long, and it's exactly what they've wanted. They have went 3 sets with the likes of St. Joseph, Buckley St. John's, Cissna Park, along with Georgetown Mary Miller and Bismarck Henning. So some tough teams that have given them some troubles early on, and they're going to have to go the distance here tonight if they're going to have a chance to advance into tomorrow's semifinal. Western will get the serve to begin set number 2. It was Otker with it, and on the long attack error, it is Bella Frericks giving up the first point here to Western. We'll get the scoreboard reset for you as we forgot to do that in the set break. They try to get the ball over, having a little bit of trouble. Frericks can't get underneath it either. And just like that, it's a quick 2-0 lead for the Wildcats. Nice crowd here today in Bishop Mack. Long drive north for some of these folks. Harris will set up into the middle. This is Paisley Patterson on the swing. Sends it in. Really tough play there. Irwin got a hand underneath it, but couldn't get it up in the air high enough. It's a kill for Patterson and another point for Western, just like game number 1, starting out on a 3-0 lead.
Yeah, started strong last game too. We just got to keep at it. This Mustang team is real talented, so this could turn in a hurry.
Royal Prairieview Ogden has been to state in basketball and volleyball in each of the past 2 seasons with this squad. Goldstein with the attack. This is Harris with it. Sends it cross court. It's going to go out a little bit out of bounds onto the left. It'll be a point for the Mustangs. Excuse me, that was Travis on the attack. Goldstein will come back in now for serve.
You know, Western's got a couple 7th graders playing tonight that played on a state floor in basketball just a couple months ago. So we don't have a lot of experience with it. These 8th graders got to ride along and watch them play, but
Goldstein's serve goes out of bounds. Checking back in here for Western will be Alexis McMullen. And on the serve here is going to be Sophie Renneker. Renneker had a heck of a start here in set number 1. They'll set it on the outside to Miller. Right-handed swing goes down cross court. Otker got a hand on it. Harris able to check it down, and Bareyes got underneath it, but a little bit of a collision. Couldn't get the ball in the air, but a nice hustle try there by the Wildcats on that one. It'll be a point for the Mustangs. They trail 4-2 here in the early going. Leah Pruitt will serve for this squad. And Bareyes on the attack, flat-footed attack, can't make it over the net. Blocked there up front by Miller and others, and it'll be a point here for the Mustangs. And just like that, it's back to a 4-3 lead for Western. E on 3 is the motto here for Royal Prairieview Ogden. They talk about that every time as they remember one of their community members and the loss of a young man, Easton Wilsey, who lost his life in a tragic event back in September. So we think about him and his family this weekend. And the E on 3, as they say, after every timeout and break and every set to get ready here, do the Mustangs. A little back and forth. This is Bareyes sending it over. Picked up in the middle. Frericks gives it right back over to Western. They'll set it up in the middle. This is Patterson. That one's going to sail just a little bit far as was still kind of jumping in the air as she got underneath that one, and that one will go high and out of bounds. And we're tied up at 4 here on the piece. Oh, wait, excuse me. It is heading over. We saw, I believe they're going to call a net violation on Miller. So we'll check up the scoreboard here. It's going to be a 5-4 advantage now for Western as Aiden Westerfield checks back in the back row for the Mustangs. On the serve here is number 20, Olivia Harris. Nice serve. It's going to go out of bounds. It's a kill for Harris as Goldstein couldn't get underneath it. And a nice dump serve there. And we'll get a timeout. It's an Adams Fiber timeout taken by the Mustangs. For top-notch computer sales and service that won't let you down when your computer goes down, give the guys at Adams Fiber a follow at followthefiber.net. We're back here in 30 seconds.
Before the TAVR, I was very active, worked out at the Croc Center. I would say less than a week. Well, of course, Amy tells me I couldn't do squats. She even wrote it in my discharge paper. Great big, sandy, no squats. So I did a couple.
Oh my word.
Don't tell her.
I knew she was going to, but I have the best job in the world to get to work with these patients.
Royal Prairieview Ogden takes the timeout. It's their first of the set here. Each team gets 2 timeouts in each set. They reset when we get the scoreboards back to 0. 6-3 lead here for Western. Nice serve into the back row, picked up by Goldstein. They'll set it up into the middle. This is Miller. Flat-footed attack, blocked up in the middle by Patterson. They try and get it over, and Miller tried to get the little sneaky touch there. She saw some opening there on the left corner of the court, but didn't really get angle with it underneath. It'll be an attack error and a point for the Wildcats.
Yeah, she had the right idea. It was wide open there. Just her hands were underneath.
Harris with it. Serves into the back row. Goldstein has a little bit of trouble. It's got to be chased down by Valentine. Miller, flat-footed attack into the back row, picked up by Reneker. Into the Miller. This is Patterson with it. Nice swing. On the outside, Frericks gets an opportunity at it. Tries to dump it off. Dug in the back row by Harris. Bar eyes to Patterson. It's going to be bar eyes with the swing. Gets blocked. She'll pick it back up herself. Instead, it gets a little too tight to the net. It'll be a block by Frericks and Miller, and a point for the Mustangs. Keely Funk will check back in rotation here for Western. On the serve will be Bella Frericks for Royal Prairieview Ogden. On the outside, it'll be Patterson. Flat foot. It's going to go off Miller's hands and right down to the ground. And it's going to be a quick kill here for Patterson as Malone will check back in. We'll show you that last kill here on the PCRE Real Estate and Auction scoreboard. Macy Otker will get a breather here for the Wildcats. Service from Patterson is going to go just a little bit far, and that'll be a point on the service error for the Mustangs, as checking back in will be Corinne Travis. Goldstein will get a breather for the Mustangs as they trail 8-5, and here comes Allie Miller. Miller caused some problems last time in serve. Wildcats able to pick it up that one. Nice play from Malone as that one just danced on top of the net. Really nice swing again there from Kellen Irwin. On the opposite side gets a swing. There's McMullen. They'll give it right back over to the Wildcats. Bar Ice sets it up on the outside. This is McMullen again. Nice play by McMullen. Nice dig from Westerfield. Bar Ice swings it back over. Nice little tip play. Gets picked up by Frericks in the back row. Here comes another swing from Irwin into the back row and out of bounds. Otker looked at it, and at that last second pulled away.
Yeah, and that was a good swing for her. That was a good hit ball.
Alexis McMullen, one of the 7th graders on this squad, now serving for Western. It's going to be an ace as that one's going to go off the wrists of Irwin and out of bounds. And Western continuing where they left off here in the first set. It's a 10-5 lead, and everything going the way here of the Wildcats so far, Anthony.
So far, Brian.
As Jerry Reed would say, there's a long way to go and a short time to get there, but that helps out a little bit as it'll be another ace as Miller couldn't handle the first pass. And it's 11-5 Western on the PCRE Real Estate and Auction scoreboard. Leah Larson will check back in for Royal Prairieview Ogden, and Irwin will get a seat. Right up at the net, Malone hammers it right back down. Nice dig up out of the dirt by Valentine. And that one's going to be hammered down as Miller from the back row kind of caught everybody sleeping there. They maybe expected a little bit of a different attack, and it finds the cross-court corner, and a point here for the Mustangs.
Yeah, that was a good attack from Miller from the back.
Evelyn Valentine will serve here for the Mustangs. They trail 11-6 here in set number 2. It
was a good serve.
On the opposite side, this is Reneker. You get it back up into the middle. That's Travis with it. Pushes it into the back row. Reneker's going to get another try at it. Same side. Nicely dug up by Miller in the back row. Travis dug up by Otker. It's going to come right back over. They'll push it right back to the Wildcats. Really nice little smart play there from Bar Eyes. Dug up nicely, though, is Valentine. 2 nice digs here in this rally. Joust to the net is going to be one there, and getting the point is going to be Sophie Reneker. We'll show you that joust at the net again here on the Northwestern Mutual replay. Oh, excuse me, I'm entirely wrong. That's why we are better at basketball than we ever are volleyball. That's going to be a point there as they say the Wildcats get into the net. Instead, it'll be a point for Royal Prairieview Ogden. They trail by 4, and that's going to be an ace there as Valentine gets the ace. And they'll quickly go to the bench here to get Reese Bushmeyer in, one of the 7th graders on this squad. What does Reese bring out to the floor here? And
Reese is a good little defensive specialist. She actually played libero for this team last year in 7th grade whenever they made their little regional run. So she knows the court well back there.
Valentine continues service here for the Mustangs. Malone gets it right back over to the team in black. They'll swing. That one's going to go way outside as Larson didn't get a good touch on it. It'll be an attack error and a point here for the Wildcats, as Olivia Harris will come back in and Bushmeyer will get a quick seat. Barres with the serve. Takes a few steps up to the line and gets it over. Nice swing on the right side, blocked by Malone. Malone puts it down. It's going to be a block and a point here. We'll show you that one on the Northwestern Mutual replay. Gets those long arms up in the air, Anthony, and she's really had a nice job defensively here tonight so far for Western.
She sure does. She is big at the net.
Into the back row, Frericks gets a hand on it. They'll try and tip it over. Will Valentine. Harris on the serve. On the outside here to Renneker. She'll hammer it down through 2 defenders. It'll hit the floor. Another kill for Sophie Renneker. Her team's up 14-8. Mustang set up on the outside. Nice swing, tipped up by Barres to keep it in play. Ocker will send it back over. They'll give another opportunity now. This is Pruitt with it, goes into the net, waiting for her. Where Harris and Malone either way. It'll be an attack error and a point here for the Wildcats. They lead 15-8 as Kellen Irwin checks back in for Royal Prairieview Ogden. They send it into the back row where Travis gets on it. She'll get the attack try. Dug up by Barres. Harris will set on the outside. Here comes Renneker, big swing. Dug up. Miller got a hand underneath it. Instead, that's going to go the opposite direction. And it'll be another kill for Renneker. Western is up double the margin here, 16-8. And this attack from Western has really kept Royal Prairieview Ogden on its toes, Anthony. And they just haven't been able to keep up sometimes.
No, they haven't yet, which is surprising. They're a very good defensive team.
Barres continues the serve into the back row. Frericks gets it. It's going to be a joust at the net. Western's going to win it, and what a play there, but it'll be the 4th hit as Travis gets a hand on it, and that'll be the 4th hit to get it over. But nice defense here again from Western.
Yeah, Malone is tough at the net. She really is. She can jump. She's got long arms.
Just enough height, too, that she doesn't have to get up too high yet either.
No, and she's gaining her confidence every game up there. She is tough.
Timbra Hilton asking about the first touch there. It was called for the Mustangs. She thought it should have been a tip. Frericks gets it up high. It's tight against the net. Nice serve there by Valentine. Didn't really have anywhere to go to send it backwards. Mustangs get a free play back. Travis on the swing. Nice swing there from Corinne Travis to knock it down to the ground. Royal Prairieview Ogden wins the point, and they'll get the ball back. They trail 17-9 here in set number 2. Western won the first one, 25-14. They've been rolling ever since. We'll see if Royal Prairieview Ogden has anything left in the tank. Miller on the serve, sends it in the back row. Touched up there by Fessler. Barres scrambles with it. They won't get that one as they couldn't just get it up enough to the front row. Malone tried to chicken wing it back over, but it'll hit the floor, and it'll be a point here for Royal Prairieview Ogden. This is a team that's had to battle back before. That regional championship we told you about in the pregame show against St. Malachi, one of the tough battles they were able to hold out on. Digging it out is Barres. Western scrambling. That one's going to go out of bounds, and it'll be a point here for Royal Prairieview Ogden as now they've cut this deficit, what was once 10 points, back down to 6 here.
Yeah.
Toughest opponent this season for Royal Prairieview Ogden, Armstrong Potomac Gifford. Very strong team, but also one that Royal Prairieview knows very well. They say most of the players they're kind of friends with outside of the school. That one will go out of bounds there, and it's going to be a quick point here on the ace for Royal Prairieview Ogden. And coming back in for Western will be Alexis McMullen, and getting a quick seat here will be Ava Fessler. They'll try and bolster up things here on the back line as they've got Kellen Irwin on the serve. Try to get it up. They got it where no one was, though, as nobody shifted over. Malone tried to chase it down, and we're going to get a quick Adams Fiber timeout from Anna Heckler and the Wildcats for Top Notch. Internet speeds and Wi-Fi 6. That means you'll never buffer while watching us here on Central Illinois Sports. Visit followthefiber.net to learn more. We're right back with you here in 30 seconds.
I like hard work. I mean, I kind of was raised that way. You really do make a difference. You're helping ship out food to feed people. Someone's got to do it, and I don't mind doing the hard work of it, you know. That gives me meaning, and I do go home rewarded. Every time I drop off a pallet, it's kind of corny, but I look back at it with a sense of pride. I'm like, yep, I built that, it looks awesome, and then I just drive away. I love it. When my life needed meaning, I chose Doc.
The Wildcats take the time out. It is their first here of the second set. They've burned one on the opposite side. Royal Prairieview Ogden has also taken one. They continue serve here. Ocker with a tough play on it and a really tough serve there from Irwin. There was not a great angle for Ocker to get that ball up in the air. It'll be another ace, and now the Mustangs have cut this back down to a 3-point deficit.
Yeah, it's a good game, Brian.
Into the back row. They'll try and get it up. Nice play by Reneker. It's going to be a free play as Harris gives it right back over. Wildcats get an opportunity on the outside. It's Reneker. She'll slyly tip it up and over. Pushed right back over now by Corinne Travis. Having a little bit of trouble with it was McMullen in the back row. It's going to be hit the floor, and it'll be a point. Now the Mustangs have cut this back down to a 2-point game. We did not expect the Mustangs to roll and go over quietly in this one.
No, we did not.
Tough dig there from Barres to keep it up in the air. She'll have to give a free play back over. Instead, that one's going to go a little bit out of bounds on the error. And just like that, it's back down to a 1-point deficit here for the Mustangs in game number 2. They trail 17-16. Irwin continues service. Ocker with the first touch. They'll get it into the front row. Harris has to give it right back over, and we're going to get a violation here as they say that two-touch violation is what they're going to call there. I don't know if we saw it from up here, but it'll be a point for the Mustangs, and we are tied at 17 on the PCRE Real Estate and Auction scoreboard, and McMullen with an errant error there. Barres tried to let it go. McMullen was just right behind her. Just kind of one of those unfortunate plays, Anthony, that ends up in a point for the Mustangs.
Yeah, wrong place, wrong time. I think she thought Barres was going to hit it. She was going to back her up, and Alyssa pulled her hands down, and that's just how it goes. I think that one was going to be out also, Brian.
Patterson gives it back over. Irwin with the first touch into the front row. On the outside, this is Frericks with a swing. Gets dug up by Barres. Really diving play from Harris to keep it going. Nice run there on the defensive side for Western. This is Travis with it up at the net. Blocked by Malone. Malone wins the joust at the net. And she'll get the point. We'll show it to you again here on the PCRE Real Estate and Auction scoreboard. We're tied back up at 18. Malone continuing her defensive presence tonight here for Western.
Yeah, Western's really lucky to have her, and she takes a seat. Patterson comes in, and she's tough at the net also. So, two bigs.
Macy Ocker on the serve. Frericks gets it. It's going to be right back at the net. Harris tried to get up on it. Maybe could have let that one go in a different fashion. And Royal Prairieview Ogden will regain the lead here, 19-18. Checking back in will be Greta Goldstein. Travis will get a breather. Goldstein comes in for serve here for the Mustangs. They set up on the outside. Patterson can't get underneath it, though. She'll give it back freely to the Mustangs. They'll set up in the middle. This is Miller swing. Dug up by Barres. Harris on the dive. Into the net. They can't get it that time. And a little bit of a scramble there. And if you can't get the first touch nicely, it's even tougher to get that second one up, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Timeout taken by Anna Heckler and the Wildcats. Mustangs are up by 2. It's an Adams Fiber timeout. Don't go anywhere. We're right back here in 45 seconds.
Hey, West Central Illinois, are you looking for a great deal on a vehicle? Well, at Westtown Ford, we have a lot full of vehicles. Cars, trucks, vans, SUVs. We've got them all, and a lot of them at Westtown Ford in Jacksonville.
I love training. I like to help people improve on their tasks. That food has been providing everything for me. They just treat you so well. When my life needed an opportunity, I chose that.
2018, our score here in set number 2. Western won the first one. Royal Prairieview Ogden trying to extend this to 3. This team knows about pressure. They've had the target on their back all year long, they say, after making the state quarterfinals last year. They lost in that one, and they say that's been a motivating factor for them. They're still trying to hang on here as Patterson's going to get the kill that time for Western, though. She gets it past Miller. and it hits the floor, and it's back to a 1-point ball game as McMullen will come back in, and getting a seat will be Ava Fessler. Fun one here so far in our second quarter final, as that one won't get up as Renneker didn't get a good tap on it, and it'll go to the net and be a service error. Royal Prairieview has won the race to 20. They're up by 2. Aiden Westerfield will check in here for the Mustangs. Up in the air, nice down. Otker gets it. They'll put it into the middle. Harris has to give it freely back over to the Mustangs. They'll set up in the middle on the outside. This is Frericks on the swing. Up and over 2 defenders. It goes down. Otker thought maybe that one might sail just a little bit further and reach the end line, but it does not. And Royal Prairieview is up now 22-19. Aiden Westerfield on the serve. Up and over to the left side. Picked up there by Renneker. Tough serve. Harris with a nice play to get it up in the air. Harris will serve, goes into the middle. This is Patterson with a big swing and a big block in the middle as Miller got a hand on it. And just like that, 23-19, as we show you that big block from Miller on the Northwestern Mutual replay. And a big defensive play here by the Mustangs, and they are rolling in game number 2.
Yeah, that was a great block.
Unfortunate service error, though. We'll give it right back to Western. Let's see what the Wildcats have here up their sleeve, as the Mustangs trying to close this one out and go 3. Olivia Harris on the serve here for Western. Underhand serve is going to make its way into the back row. They try to serve it. Little touch there to Frericks. Nicely dug up, though, by Harris. Into the middle. This is Miller again on it. Sends it into where she thought no one else would be, and getting a quick punch on it was Harris. That one's going to go out of bounds, though, as Patterson just didn't really get a good look at it. Sent it a little far, and just like that, it is set point here in set number 2. They'll send Reese Bushmeyer back in for some defensive help. Bella Frericks on the serve here. Royal Prairieview Ogden fans back up to their feet in the blue and orange. Into the back row. It's a really tough play there. Renneker didn't get a good look at it, and it's going to be 4 taps. And we close things out. We're going to go 3 here. Royal Prairieview Ogden wins the second 25-20. We'll get a tip from captains and take a quick break here on the Little Jess set break. When we come back in 3 minutes, don't go anywhere. It's set number 3 on the IESA Girls Volleyball State Championships.
Today's halftime show is brought to you by Little Jess Motor Company. Warmer weather and topless, doorless adventures are right around the corner. Stop out to Little Jess today to check out our large selection of Jeep Wranglers. We currently have 15 Wranglers in stock and many more on their way. Right now, you can drive a new 2024 Jeep Wrangler 2-door Sport for only $499 per month with absolutely $0 down. Is a 4-door more your style? Drive a 2024 Jeep Wrangler Unlimited Sport for only $599 per month with $0 down. Little Jess, serving the Tri-States for 7 decades.
At Logan Agri-Service, we believe that every seed holds the promise of a thriving future. Our commitment to quality and excellence is as strong as the roots we help you grow. With decades of experience, our dedicated team understands your unique needs. From cover crops to premium seeds, we have it all. But it's not just about products, it's about partnership. We're not just sellers, we're your allies in growth, your consultants in success.
It's time to be thinking about tax planning. You can count on Illinois FBFM for accounting, consulting, and tax preparation for farmers and businesses in Pike, Brown, and Adams counties. Call 217-593-7233. That's 593-7233. Illinois FBFM can take care of your farm accounting needs. Get your accounts in order for this tax season. Contact Jesse Schumann and Emily Matthews at Illinois FBFM in Camp Point, working for you.
Lender.
Welcome you back here on the Little Jess Motors set break as we are tied at 1 apiece, heading into set number 3 to decide who takes on LaSalle Trinity Catholic in tomorrow's state semifinals. First serve set for you here at 11 a.m. from Bishop McNamara. But we remind you about Little Jess Jeep, located in Quincy, Illinois, at 3431 Main Street. Their staff is ready to get you in a new Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Ram vehicle. Go stop and by and see the guys in person. If you can't do it, visit them online anytime at littlejessjeep.com. Well, we talked about it in the break there, Anthony. Royal Prairieview Ogden doing a nice job here, especially getting things set up on the attacking side, a little more so maybe than in set number one, and really stepping up on the defensive side. You saw some big blocks from Miller and some nice other plays on the defensive side. Things just kind of feeling a little bit more momentum going their direction right now.
Yeah, they're definitely in a better rhythm, and I feel like, that second set they were able to set the ball up. Their hitters were able to hit, cause a little disruption on the Western side. They weren't able to really get the pass to their setter to get that good set, to Patterson or Reneker for a kill, and that makes a difference. And we always laugh and say at home, when you swing hard, good things happen. And they swung a lot harder that time at the net, caused some issues.
Royal Prairieview Ogden has went 3 sets this season in 5 matches. Just a couple of times this season for Western is going to be a quick point here, and a 2-touch violation for Royal Prairieview Ogden. Western has went the distance so far this season against Pittsfield, Pikeland, and Quincy St. Peter, both 3A squads. So neither team intimidated by the other as we make our way here into the decisive third set. This is Frericks with it.
Yeah, this is
serve goes a little long.
This is 2 good teams, and I would expect this is what we were expecting, Brian. That first one got out of hand a little differently, but we knew that second game was going to be going the other direction.
Macy Otker on the serve here. Into the back row. Frericks with it. It'll be an ace there as Otker puts it right where it was a little bit of a tough angle. Frericks needed to take about 1 step to get that first touch up in the air. And once again, 3rd set in a row, Western has started on a 3-0 lead as Leah Larson will check in here for the Mustangs. Otker with it. Puts it into the front row. Tightly up against the net, and it'll be a hit the floor. And it's going to be a quick point here for Western as that first pass there just got a little too tight. They weren't really going to be able to do much with it either way.
No, that's a tough spot for anybody.
They'll get it up in the air. Miller will have to push it up to the front row. Free play back over from Leah Larson. And that one's going to hit the floor there as Harris had a little bit of trouble. Fessler thought she might get it. Fessler kind of taps herself on the shoulder, says, my bad. And the Mustangs will get the point and the ball. Greta Goldstein comes in rotation, the defensive specialist on the serve here for Royal Prairieview Ogden. Nice serve. Running in on it was Bar Eyes to get it over. Here comes Miller, taps it in, diving play from Bar Eyes. What a dig. And Western keeps it in play on the nice defensive stand. Not touched up, Patterson tips it over. They'll set it up again for Miller in the middle. She'll put it into the back row, Bar Eyes with the dig. On the outside, this is Reneker with a hammer. Nice play, and Reneker's going to get the kill, and it'll be a quick point. Western wins a really tough rally there, Anthony.
Yeah, that was tough. Good play on both sides. That's fun volleyball, Brian.
Nice same side kill there. And serving now here for Western is Sophie Reneker. 5-1 lead for the Wildcats here in our decisive third game. Miller on the outside. Gets it up. Bar Eyes got it. Otker tried diving for it. Instead, that one will hit the floor, and Ogden will win the point. It's 5-2. They'll send Aiden Westerfield back in, will the Mustangs. She'll be on the serve here, as getting a breather will be Leah Pruitt. And that one's going to be an ace there as Otker just didn't get that one chased down in time, kind of almost let it go. Once again, another one of those opportunities where she might have thought that one was going to go out of bounds. Instead, it finds its way into the corner.
Yeah, it was a deep corner. It was a good spot.
Otker gets it in the air, goes off of Reneker's hands and quickly hits the floor, and that's 2 nice serves there for Aiden Westerfield. This Royal Prairieview Ogden team has some really, really tough servers on their squad when they get going. Westerfield, Miller being 2 of them. Harris tips it back over. Free play opportunity here for the Mustangs. Miller gets it, tips it over. Nice dig from McMullen. This will be Bar Eyes on the attack. They'll set up in the middle. Miller pushes it over, diving for its Bar Eyes. They'll have to get it up to the front row. They do. Patterson freely gives it back to the Mustangs. Royal Prairieview Ogden with an opportunity. Larson, really tough angle. Nicely played to keep it going. This is Patterson, gets blocked up at the net. Instead, she tools Miller. It'll be a nice kill there for Paisley Patterson, and we'll show it to you here on the Northwestern Mutual replay. Long arms and a little bit of height can help out quite a bit in those times there, Anthony.
Yes, it can.
Harris on the serve. tightly up against the net. They've got to give it right back, and instead it's going to be a point there as they say that, they say replay. Is that what they're calling it?
Yeah, I believe they called that
I believe they called that a replay. As maybe they thought both players were just up in the net there. So it's still 6-4. Harris will reserve here. No point awarded on the play. They'll send it up cross court. Now this is Leah Larson with it. She'll send it cross court. It goes far and out of bounds. The side official says Western will get the point. Western Wildcats making their first ever appearance in IESA State Series competition. Now that also includes the schools of Barry, West Pike, New Canton, who have helped make up what is now this consolidated district. Hull also in there. Don't forget about Hull.
Hull is in there.
Don't forget Hull as that shot from Larson goes way and out of bounds. It'll be another point here for Western. They're up 8-4. Bella Frericks will come back in for Royal Prairie View Ogden. And getting a breather will be Leah Larson. Olivia Harris continues service here for Western in the middle. Into the back row. Goldstein will push it up front. Atlee Miller will just tip it back over. Harris gets it. This is Barai. Sends it into the back row. Goes a little bit far. And one of those things when you're jumping on those attacks, if you're still going up when you hit the ball, most likely it's going to go up and it ends up going a little too far.
Yeah, sailed a little deep on her.
Harris will get a seat. Checking back in will be Reese Bushmeyer for Western as Bella Frerick serves for Royal Prairie View Ogden. Nice serve up over the, just barely grazed the net. Joust at the net. Patterson goes up there against Valentine. Valentine's going to win it. It hits the floor on the Wildcats side, and the Mustangs get the point. 8-6 here. It was all Western in game number 1. They led early in game number 2 until a furious comeback here from the Mustangs, and that's going to be a quick ace there as Renneker had trouble handling that one. Frericks gets that one into the net. Almost going to be a let serve if it went up by about 6 more inches. Instead, it hits the floor, and it'll be a point and the ball back here for the Wildcats. Malone will check back in rotation. Macy Otker will get a breather. Paisley Patterson on the serve. And that one will sail about 2 feet short. It's a service error here for the Western. Corinne Travis will come back in, and on the opposite side is Otker for Western. Atlee Miller, the talented basketball and volleyball player on the serve here. That one goes into the net too. Back-to-back service errors here for Royal Prairie View Ogden. Not the things you can give up here at this point in the match.
No, Western got a break there because Miller served great in both sets we've had.
This is Stacy McMullen. Sends it over. Nice serve handled up by Miller. Gives it right back, though, Western with an opportunity. They'll set up Sophie Renneker. Big hammer dug up by Miller. Joust at the net. Picked up by Malone. Malone puts it down.
And Malone brings a little enthusiasm and excitement to that front row.
And those are tough plays. Corlin Malone has won about 3 of those jousts at the net so far in the match. Frericks with the first touch up into the front row. That is going to be Irwin on a nice swing. Renneker tries to pick it up and send it back over. Instead, it goes out of bounds into the Royal Prairie View Ogden bench. 11-9 our score here as Ava Fessler will check back in for Western, and Leah Pruitt will check back in for the Mustangs in the front row. Really, really fun second quarterfinal here after a first one got a little bit out of hand. This is Renneker. Swings, gets tipped. Frericks gets a hand on it. Punched back over by Travis. They'll set up on the outside. Barais with a flat-footed attack. Travis gives it right back. Here's an opportunity for Western. They'll set up in the outside. It's going to go to Renneker. She'll slyly tip it up. It goes off the hands of Leah Pruitt and out of bounds, and a smart play there. We've seen Royal Prairie View Ogden doing a much better job of getting up at the net, and that time up and over.
Yeah, just a good spot and a good hustle on the Mustang side. They about got to that one, Brian.
Alyssa Barais on the serve here for Western. Her team up 3 in the third set. Nice serve into the back row, picked up by Frericks, and not able to handle it was Pruitt. She thought her teammate was going to come get it, and Royal Prairie View Ogden will take the Adams Fiber timeout for Wi-Fi 6, the best internet experience available, up to speeds up to 1 gigabit. Visit followthefiber.net. We're right back with more here after this.
Damon Plumbing, serving all of Pike County and the surrounding area with quality residential and commercial plumbing services. Damon Plumbing offers septic installation, drain cleaning, new water lines, remodel work for your home, or if you're planning a new build, make sure you include the Damon boys. To get it right the first time, no job too big. Have you seen Braden and Doug? Or too small? Sorry, Corby, couldn't resist. Call Braden at 217-491-5415 or Doug at 217-617-2318. Damon Plumbing, recommended by our family for your family.
Royal Prairieview takes the time out. It's their first here in the third set. They'll set up on the outside. Big swing there from Leah Pruitt. Malone tries to handle it. Instead, it'll be 2 touches there, and it'll be a point for Royal Prairieview Ogden. Kellen Irwin on the serve here for the Mustangs. Nice serve picked up there by Sophie Renneker. Malone will set up in the middle. This is Renneker. Tosses it back into the back row. Right up on the net. It's going to be a net violation and a point there. Malone and Renneker were right up on it, and they say it's going to, I think one official gave each one of them a net violation.
Yeah,
we'll put it that way.
And I think they were both in it. The net was definitely moving.
They were both in it. Got a little too headstrong trying to get the quick tap right back down. Renneker puts it up into the front row. Malone will have to give it back to the Mustangs. On the opposite side, nice setup for Bella Frericks. Her running attack goes into the back row, picked up there by Ava Fessler. Nice swing from Renneker again. They'll get it up tight in the front row that time, and it's going to be a net violation there as Corinne Travis got a little too close. And a big point and a big break there for the Wildcats as Paisley Patterson will come back in and Macy Ocker will serve.
Yeah, that's a big break. Malone was right there on the net with her. That could have went either way.
Up and down we go. Serving up in the back row, this is Miller with it. Nice swing picked up by Bar Eyes. Here comes Renneker. Another big dig, though, from Miller. Tip over from Harris. Picked up by Travis. Western fans wanted to throw her a lift. And another big kill on the way from Sophie Renneker. Picks it up that time. Miller tried to get underneath it, but instead it goes into the fans. 15-11 our score here in the third.
Yeah, this is that rotation for Western that if they can just be smart and keep the unforced errors down, this is where they're strong.
Miller will send it into the front row. This is Frericks on the attack from the left side. Cross-court hit gets picked up by Renneker. They'll give it right back to her. She has to freely give it over. She didn't have the angle. Travis pushes it over, trying to find it on the left side. Nice play by Bar Eyes to dig it up. Up on the outside, Frericks gets another tap. Gets punched up in the air by Patterson. This is Harris. Patterson has to just send it back over casually. They'll try and set up Travis in the middle. She goes up, gets blocked by Patterson. Nice play by Paisley Patterson. A couple of nice defensive stands here on both sides to keep this rally going. Harris will set up on the outside. This is Renneker. Gets tipped up. Another nice block there. That block by Leah Pruitt. Pruitt and Renneker. Renneker wins it that time, but Mustangs keep it going. The battle for the point rages on. They'll tap it up. This is Travis. Up and now, blocked by Patterson. Patterson gets it right back over. What a play as Travis got it. Patterson had got up in the air, got back down, and really didn't probably have enough time to just pop right back up and get that block again. And the point goes the way of the Mustangs on a fantastic rally by both teams.
Yeah, that was excellent. Yeah, I don't think Patterson assumed she'd get it back over. That was a great play.
No, great play by the Mustangs. This is Goldstein with it. She'll get the ace as that one's going to go up high. And, yeah, they'll just quickly award that one there to Royal Prairieview. That one actually bounced off of the goalposts here that they have lifted up to the sides, but officials can rule that in the instance of those, if they believe it was an opportunity that if the ball just kept sailing without bouncing off of anything, it would have been out, they can award the point. Franks will get it up for the Mustangs. She'll get the opportunity on the attack here, pushes it over 2 defenders. Harris will set up. This is Patterson. Nice hammer down, gets tipped up by Miller though. Scrambling are the Mustangs. They can't get it back up in the air. And it's 16-13, Western with the lead and the serve. McMullen will check back in. And Sophie Renneker sets up to serve here for Western. They send it up high. Irwin sends it up to the front row. It's a free play back over from Valentine. They'll set up into the Miller. Or excuse me, that's Patterson gets blocked up as Miller got up on it in a really athletic play by Miller. She's almost kind of falling backwards on the block, and it'll be a point for the Mustangs.
Yeah, it was a great play by Miller. That was a long way for Patterson to have to run to get to that one, and that's tough.
Aiden Westerfield checks back in. Had a nice service last time. We'll see what she puts up this time. Otker gets it up in the air. They get it into the front row. Paisley Patterson sends it back over. Miller in the middle, sends it up. Dug up by Reneker. Freirieview can't get under it. Jumped a little too early on that one, and her swing hits the ground. It's a point for Western. Western has maintained kind of this three-point advantage here all the way through. And you talked about this in the regional championships, Anthony, on our break, 24-18, and that's something these girls never forget.
Yeah, that's the unlucky number from last year. They were up 24-18 in the third set, and a girl from Jacksonville came up and served 8 in a row, and it's tough.
Miller will get the kill as she tools it off Patterson there to the right side. It's a kill for the Mustangs. 15-17, they've got the serve. As Reese Bushmeyer will check back in, and Bella Freirieview will serve here for Royal Prairie View Ogden. Into the back row, Bushmeyer. Bar-Eyes sends it back over. Tough play as Freirieview couldn't get it. Crafty play from Alyssa Bar-Eyes to send it cross court and keep the Mustangs running. It's 18-15. Checking in here for Western is Kaylin Forbes, 7th grader here on the defensive side. First time we've seen her tonight here, Anthony. What's the strategy?
Yeah, coming in to serve. Paisley's been struggling just a little bit. I think Kaylin's got a good little safe serve, and I hate to say that before she serves, but usually she's got a good little underhanded serve she uses, and I think that's what Western's after. Just get the ball over the net here. Put it in play.
They will set up as Paisley Patterson takes a breather. Setting up on the outside, this is Irwin, gets it up and over. They'll try and set up on the outside. This is Stacy McMullen with the swing, dug up by Westerfield. They'll get Miller now, dug up by Bar-Eyes again. Bar-Eyes just has to tip it over into the back row. Nice swing into the back, dug up there by Kaylin Forbes. Malone hits it back over to Miller. Tough play there as Bushmeyer couldn't chase it down. And another tough play there from Atlee Miller to win the point.
Yeah, this is their center, subbing off of subbing out there. That's a little confusion. Our girls haven't really done that much.
Also checking in on the opposite side here for Royal Prairie View Ogden. Corinne Travis checks back in for Greta Goldstein. And Miller continues the serve here for the Mustangs. 18-16. Western with the lead here in game number 3. Tipping it over. Bar-Eyes trying to catch everybody sleeping, and she does.
Little back set.
Travis couldn't get it caught up with. Had it really nice set, too, because they really looked like they were going to set up for the attack there, and instead just a little doink over.
I think so, too.
Royal Prairie View Ogden takes the timeout. It's an Adams Fiber timeout. Don't go anywhere. We're right back here with you in 30 seconds.
Kate Marable, real estate broker with Hometown Real Estate, would like to say good luck to all area teams and hopes everyone has a successful and healthy season. When you're in the market for a new home or would like to sell your home, be sure to call Kate Marable. Kate is a lifelong resident of the area and has experience in first-time home buyers, FHA, USDA, and VA loans. Call Kate Marable at 217-370-9809. That's 370-9809 for Kate Marable and Hometown Real Estate.
Welcome you back here as Royal Prairie View exhausts their last timeout here of the match. Western still has one at their disposal if needed. They do have two, it looks like. Mustangs on the attack here. Nice swing out of the hands of Kellen Irwin. She'll get the kill. And just like that, it's back to a 2-point contest. As checking back in for the Wildcats is Ava Fessler. On the opposite side for the Mustangs is Leah Pruitt. And on the serve here is Evelyn Valentine, the 8th grade setter.
This one looks like it's going to go the distance. It's a pretty good game, Brian.
It's what you'd hope to see here in a state quarterfinal. Good competitive volleyball from both sides. Quick tip from Travis gets picked up. Here come the Wildcats on it. Nice little attack there off the hands of Reneker. Tools two players, and it goes out of bounds. And Western wins the race to 20 here. It's 20-17. Harris will check back in. Barra is on the serve for the Wildcats. Slapping everybody's hands is Reese Bushmeyer. She comes to the bench. Bar-Eyes with the serve, picked up there by Travis. They're going to set her up in the middle. Contested by Malone, and Malone with another big block. And they're wanting a violation on the opposite side here. And they're going to issue a yellow card against Malone.
No, against the coach.
Or, excuse me, yeah. She wanted to play there, excuse me. I thought Malone was very Malone was just very animated after the block, and she should be because it was a great play. But they will issue that yellow card there as Timber Hilton urging some things on for her squad, and the officials disagree. It is 21-17 here, our score. They will get things sorted out at the scoring table, and continuing service will be Alyssa Bareyes. Up and over, and that one's going to be an ace into the back line. Got over the head of Pruitt. Frericks couldn't chase it down in time, and it's 22-17. Western 3 points away from making their way to the trophy round. Chasing it down is Miller. Up and over, they get it back to the Wildcats. This is Harris with it. Cross court to Reneker. Reneker hams it down. What a dig by Frericks. They'll try it again. Harris quickly pushes it over. Miller able to catch up with it. This is Travis, punches it into the back row. Harris will set up again. Cross court to Reneker. Hammers it down, and a big kill from Sophie Reneker. Who would you expect after all this time but Sophie Reneker to put you 2 points away?
Yeah, she's in the right place at the right time here.
Nice serving here by Harris. We fail to say that about the setters, but Harris has done a nice job on these cross-court serves all night. And it's going to be another ace. Bareyes gets him to match point for the Wildcats. It is 24-17. And on the check-in here is going to be Grace Bressner, the 8th grade outside hitter, and Atwell is going to get a quick breather here for Royal Prairie View Ogden. Match point. Western fans on their feet here at Bishop McNamara. Serve goes over the net into the back row. Frericks will have to push it back up front. It's going to free play back for the Wildcats. Harris will set up on the outside. Reneker with it, hammers it to the outside. It'll be out of bounds, though, and a point here for the Mustangs. They aren't going away quite yet. Kellen Irwin on the serve.
24-18, Brian. They just keep coming up.
24-18, and now they'll get Miller back in here for Bressner. Wildcats 1 point away. Up and over the net we go. Picked up by Bareyes. Got to get chased down. Harris got a slow start to it. Malone has to give it right back to Royal Prairie View Ogden. They'll set up Travis in the middle. Swings it up and over the net. Bareyes to Harris. Cross court to Reneker. Reneker gets it off the net, down and in, and Western advances to the trophy round. They win in 3 over Royal Prairie View Ogden, 25-14, 20-25, 25-18. To advance to the trophy round, the Western Wildcats will be bringing home the first state trophy in school history. Coming up tomorrow, they're going to take on a very talented LaSalle Trinity Catholic team at 11 a.m. They improved to 20-3 on the season. Royal Prairie View Ogden bows out a stellar season at 21-3. We have reached the Blessing Health System post-match show. We'll wrap this one up for you here in just a second and name our player of the game. Don't go anywhere. You're watching exclusive coverage of the IESA Girls Volleyball State Championship on Central Illinois Sports.
Okay, everyone, let's do this. How about you?
What are your thoughts on today's patient care?
Real busy day, but it was a team effort. And how about you?
Third checkup that your patient talked about her summer concert. How do you stay enthused?
You can't blame her. Those tickets were hard to come by. But her summer wasn't a cruel one. Huh?
Doctor,
Next, how about you?
Doctor, it hurts when I do this.
Don't do that.
Hey, the internet says I'm sick. Am I?
I'd get a professional opinion on that.
Over here. Doc, donuts in the break room look like a hit.
Not bad. Definitely better than those bagels. Okay, we have time for one more. Next.
The staff looked focused today. What do you attribute that to?
Well, at Blessing, we're tasked with providing exceptional care, so every visit is like the big game for us. Okay, gotta run.
One size fits all. That may be all right for an adjustable belt or cheap sunglasses, but when it comes to your financial needs, no one wants a one-size-fits-all strategy. Derek Harris is your Pike and Adams County area Edward Jones financial advisor. Derek Harris's most important goals are yours. That's why Derek will take the time to understand your needs so he can recommend personalized strategies with your goals in mind. Contact Derek Harris today at 217-222-7173. Knowing you, that's how Edward Jones makes sense of investing. Member SIPC.
Welcome you back here on the Blessing Health System post-match show, where Western advances a 3-set winner, 25-14, 20-25, 25-18 over a very good Royal Prairie View Ogden team to advance to tomorrow's semifinals, where they'll take on LaSalle Trinity Catholic at 11 a.m. Time to tell you about our Edward Jones financial advisor player of the game. Brought to you tonight by Derek Harris, your Edward Jones financial advisor. Financial investments are important, but so are the investments of time, patience, and encouragement that our young people receive from their coaches, teachers, parents, and mentors. Derek Harris, your Edward Jones financial advisor, understands this, and that's why he's a proud sponsor of the Player of the Game on Central Illinois Sports. Anthony, I know who my pick is on the western side. I'd love to hear who you think was the top person here tonight to help lead the Wildcats to the win.
You know, Brad, I think that as a team they all played well. There was a lot of big moments, but Sophie Renneker, I mean, she was a difference maker all night. When she got a good set, she put it away, and she swung hard. And I don't know how many kills she had, but to me, that was mine. I don't know about you.
I think so on the same side. Very consistent all night. A great job by Olivia Harris setting things up here for the Wildcat offense. A nice job by Paisley Patterson, especially in that first set. Some nice jobs on the back row there. Alyssa Bareyes and others, and Stacey McMullen helping round things out on the back row at defense here for Western. They will advance and claim their first trophy in IESA school history tomorrow. Whether it's first, second, third, or fourth, we'll have it with you here on Central Illinois Sports. We will step aside on this stream. We will get you reset for our third match coming up here in just a little bit. That one is going to be between Peoria Limestone Walters and Pontiac St. Mary's, the defending state champions from 7th grade a year ago. Thank you for watching this presentation of Central Illinois Sports. Don't go anywhere. We've got more exclusive coverage of the IESA Girls Volleyball Championships your way coming up next.